So, a warm welcome to those of you watching online for our reflection this morning, looking for meaning and purpose. My name is Ben Almond and I am a member of the ministry team here in St. Peter Mancroft Church. On Wednesdays, we look at aspects of human flourishing and how we as humans can survive and thrive in the world. One of the most important aspects looking at how we flourish in the world, how we get a sense of meaning in life and develop ourselves into better human beings, is in coming alongside and standing with each other throughout the joys and the struggles of life, allowing us to develop a deeper sense of sympathy and empathy. The sociologist Emil Durkheim spoke about solidarity in societies in a broad sense by talking about how our shared experiences in life can unite us as people and feel a sense of connection through similar work, educational, religious backgrounds, and lifestyles. But closer to home, I had a recent experience of this myself when I moved away from home in Coventry to Norwich to work here in Mancroft, and now presently live in a flat on my own. Now, I'm quite extroverted. I like people, whether they're family members, friends, neighbours, or just anyone really to talk to listen to, and have conversations with. This is almost an oxymoron, I think, to some, but I often find that if I have had a very long and interesting conversation with a person in the morning, then I am far more productive throughout the rest of the day than if I had rather slovenly got out of bed and quietly got on with things. People and interactions that I have for me are precious and give me energy back. And so one of the things I have discovered about living for the first time on my own is just how lonely that can feel and how isolated that can be. But I really don't intend this to be a sort of oh, woe is me talk this morning, because in many ways I have come to be grateful for this opportunity. As there have been many people and will be many people who find their way into Mancroft who too are living on their own. There may be people now watching online who feel isolated and who long for engagement with others. Some of whom may feel this way are not able to journey outside of their homes at all. And I really feel as though a part of what I'm experiencing now puts me in solidarity with those who feel the same and suffer through it. All of us can at times feel sympathy for other people, but in order to feel empathy requires you to take a step just a little further. I have seen similar cases too demonstrated in events I have come across, inviting you to spend time sleeping on a cold night, rough on the streets, to get a sense, just a little sense of what it feels like to spend some time without a bed or a bedroom, in a position where you are exposed and vulnerable, allowing you to empathize, even in just a small way, with those who spend most of their lives living and sleeping on the streets. In 2017, James Beavis, then a medical student in Aberdeen, spent a month living and sleeping on the streets in order to get just a small glimpse into what that life looks like. He described being spat on and ignored, begging for money in order to survive, and getting by hygiene-wise by showering in cafe toilets with his foot against the door. James raised more than £30,000 for the homeless charity Crisis by doing this, and said that over the course of the weeks he spent on the streets, that it wasn't the homeless people who he felt afraid of, but the general public and what he feared they might do. So solidarity then is something that we can exercise in our world around us, and finding empathy is something we can all explore seeking. But perhaps it is also something that we can see, first of all, in ancient myths and legends, and also within the Christian faith. In ancient Greek mythology, Phaeton was said to be the son of the god Helios and an earth-dwelling nymph. According to Plato, Phaeton wanted some sort of proof that Helios was his father. So Helios granted him access to a chariot of fire, implied as being the sun, that Helios would drive around the earth each day. Phaeton supposedly lost control of the chariot and was unable to control the horses pulling it. At one point he rode too close towards North Africa, leading to it to scorch itself and creating the Sahara Desert. Zeus, apparently watching this, then struck the chariot with a thunderbolt, leading to it and Phaeton's sudden descent to the earth and subsequent death. A curious tale in Greek mythology, perhaps. I'm sure that if Phaeton had his taste of seeing the responsibility that his father Helios as a god had, and if he had lived to tell the tale, would have had empathy for the duty of carting the sun around the world each day, as was his father's burden. But in Christianity, interestingly, I think, we believe in a God that took on a fully human nature, and in so doing could truly empathize with us in our tiredness and disease, in our hunger, in our thirst and desires, in our community, in our work, our leisure, our friendship and family. In Jesus, we have a God who is empathy. And as we journey through our present lives and seek to know and relate to others, come alongside them and form empathy for them. And so as I end in a prayer, I would invite you all to say with me in your own hearts, God, we thank you that you came to this earth to live and walk among us, to fully understand and empathize with us. Help us in our own lives to seek always to understand each other, both in our joys and happiness, but also in our struggles and sorrows. Help us all to stand in solidarity with each other, and do not let us ignore the plights and sufferings of others. Amen.